aren't the droids we're looking for.
I got a bad feeling about this.
It's them! Blast them!
Recently, I competed in my first local 2.6 Legion tournament, and it was an amazing time. We had 27 players come out to it here in Central Oklahoma. We had several players come up from Texas. We had several come down from Tulsa. It was a great time. Had a lot of fun figuring out. We had lots of judge calls, rules questions throughout the day. I think that our TO said that we had 60 rules questions in the first round alone. So it was definitely wild. I ran a list that I kind of changed to last minute that I ended up regretting. I did not do well in the tournament, but I still had a great time. I ran a list that I ran at LSO and took an 800 point Legion and took the top 4, and then I just added Vader to it basically and took Push away from Sister because it was too expensive, but I added Commander Vader to it. You can see the list now on your screen. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun command card interplay between like new ways to motivate them on 7th Sister with Anger would give her an aim so she could just triple move with an aim and charge something, which was pretty gross. Brother getting a standby from Krennic when he's enraged, and Commander Vader getting a standby means that they can only be removed if my opponent has Force Push or Vader's Might or something to make the standby go away. However, that I didn't really run into that. So that was a lot of fun. The problem with the list is there's just not enough dice in it for 1,000 point armies, and yeah, so it just got it couldn't put out enough damage. An 800 point Legion, the gun line could hang with other 800 point lists in their gun lines, but with 1,000 point lists not enlarging my gun line, it kind of suffered. So some things that I kind of picked up from the tournament are, one, obviously we all knew going in that all of the objectives are fairly similar to each other in some sense of you're gonna get close to your opponent. So obviously you've got to have some strong melee units. You can't just have a gun line that sits back. You've got to work in melee and close range units into your list. It's a necessity. I'd also say that even within that, you can't really bank on your objectives or your secondaries coming out, just because there will be scenarios where you end up playing your opponent's primaries and secondaries. This is why, especially if you get blue player, you really, in my experience, you really want to be red player. You really want to hope that you lose the roll off to be red player, so you have some agency in making sure that one of your objectives does come out. Of course, you all get your advantage, but there was at least one game where I didn't get either of my objective cards, and it wasn't the most fun experience. Overall, I really like most of the changes that we're seeing. It's still really too early to make a judgment call on what seems to be the meta, what seems to be must-haves in your list, what's broken, what's not broken, so on and so forth. I think initially kind of my knee-jerk reaction is I wish that cover saves were kind of capped if you on the top end, so that way rolling for cover still does what AMG set out to accomplish, which was make small dice pools more lethal. But that way you also don't have like a 10 out of 12 cover save spike or something like that on a one-man mini or something like that. So I don't know if there's a way that could be capped. I don't know that it necessarily needs to. That's just my knee-jerk reaction. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with that tournament. It was a great time, and I hope that you guys are getting in lots of games. I wanted to apologize. I did film that battle report with Colton like I told you I would. However, there was a problem with the recorder where it was like skipping, and long story short, the recording was ruined. So we are recording again in just a couple days, and then I'll need a week or so to edit that and get it out to you guys. I'm really excited to bring you some Legion 2.6 to the channel. 60-second lists are coming back. Stay tuned for those. Those should be dropping tomorrow. So yeah, really excited to get back in the swing of things. Thanks for checking out this video, and we'll see you next time.